We'll see that in the jungle or the mid lane.
That is
I'd
probably
assume jungle.
it's not very good, and it could be flexed to the other lanes. You know how much coaches on Alabama love to flex.
Chip picking Callista for his team. I find that very interesting as an AD carry player.
Callista, known for her short range but high power, and as well, even more so, her difficulty to play. We will have to see if Snakethorn is able to pull it out and effectively play her this game. If he is able to do so, they may very well be able to pull ahead with an early lead to dominate this game.
I feel like they definitely need to pick up something like a Thresh or early game aggression support. Maybe a Galio? Because
Galio would be a great pick to see with the
you
Callista
need,
there,
yeah, you definitely need high impact early game support. Because if Callista falls behind at all, Jinx is just going to run all over her.
especially with a Braum right there to be able to get that Braum passive stacking on her for a quick stun. Callista, that short range, is going to be very susceptible to that.
Additionally, if Callista gets hit by a Braum Q, she's basically dead already just because your jump is terrible and you can't kite anymore. Ooh, we got
Kindred
the
being picked here for the
Kindred
jungler.
instead.
AMT, I want to hear from you. What do you think of the Kindred pick in this team here?
The Kindred pick is a very strong counter to the Karthus. You have the ultimate to counteract his ultimate, and Kindred just gets to walk into his jungle and kill him when they want to. It's a very strong counter pick here.
Most certainly.
And the
I feel like
Akali being banned out as well. Again, Roasted Sigurd, Julian, strong performances in previous scrims on that champion. We do not want to see it in this game, it seems.
I'm very surprised that Borge gets carried is not putting their bans towards the bot lane though. Because if you ban Thresh and Galio, there's basically no more early game aggression support except for like Leona. And it seems as though the bot lane is going to be Team 4-0's.
And there is that Galio ban that Xandyr was talking about, wanted to see come out there. Squeezing a little bit that support pool, however, we still have the options of the Thresh, which you mentioned earlier, and recently the Leona. Which of those two do you think you want to see coming out more, Xander?
Definitely Thresh. Leona is not very good against we're in the. But to be fair, I do not know the champion pool of Team 4-0's support. Whose name I do not.
Nautilus.
John Galt.
That is John Galt, you're right.
It appears, I assume that Nautilus will be going into the bot lane for a support. Callista Nautilus. How do you feel about that lane, Xander, as an AD carry
I
main yourself?
mean, it's an interesting pick. It does what Calista wants, which is just provide CC, but I feel like if Nautilus goes in, he's just going to get stunned by Jinx Braum and then probably lose the trade.
Speaking of stunned by Jinx Braum, now we also have a Kennen here. Kennen very strong in the team fights with that ultimate and his ability to lock down an entire team with that CC. Callista may have a very difficult time with that stun.
I also think Kennen's pretty good against Urgot. I don't specifically know. Oh, and it is Karthus mid. Okay. The
Skarner in the
flex,
jungle.
the
That
flex pick
hopefully we're going
coming
to see
through.
Team 4 and 0 pay the Skarner tax. That is going to set them behind a little bit in the gold department unless they want to be continuously carried further and further into Borg gets carried. And that is a scary team to be carried into. Sitting inside of the middle of a Karthus, Braum, and Kennen, you are not going to last long.
I don't know how I feel about the Echo pick. Echo seems very weird for that team comp.
Echo is Julian's favorite champion. Probably just went for comfort and something he knew he could beat Karthus with. We'll see
That's
if it
very
pays off.
true. Echo should be good against Karthus. Marius, what's your thought on that mid lane?
I think that if the Karthus plays that effectively, the Echo is really just going to have to clear the waves and look for a roam. Karthus, very safe champion, long range on that Q, should be able to farm effectively. It's going to be down to the Echo to make those proactive plays, because Karthus, if he sits in lane and nothing happens, that's exactly where he wants to be. He's just going to be looking for the ultimates that his jungler will be setting up for him when he ganks other lanes.
That makes sense to me.
Now,
So I definitely feel like Borge gets carried is looking for a very late team comp right here. As opposed to 4-0 if they don't get an early lead. I don't actually see a way for them to win this game. Kindred's good late. Urgot's alright, but Kalista kind of falls off pretty hard.
I believe Echo also will have a difficult time in the late game. Just Karthus Kennen alone, a lot of damage, a lot of AoE. It will not be very easy for him to play around and dodge a lot of those abilities. Especially if Skarner gets an ult off on him, Echo may just get popped before he gets the ultimate to rewind back in time.
Very true. Alex, what do you expect to see from Kindred this game?
Kindred, there's gonna be probably a camp onto the mid lane, as it is the most volatile lane, as his mid laner has a gap closer and Karthus has no mobility. He's going to get some stacks off that, get the mid prio, rotate into one of Skarner's jungles, and hopefully beat him with the one-man advantage he'll have from his mid laner being there. But Skarner is very strong in his own jungle due to his Spires being recently buffed. Also very strong into Kindred because Skarner can pull Kindred out of the ultimate and is also great at staying on his target.
Very good points.
How's the bot lane dynamic look for this team?
Well, Team
gets carried?
4 definitely needs to get a lot of priority bot lane. Kindred should try to gank them and get that Kalista rolling, but if Jinx and Braum play it right, I truly do not see a way for them to die in that lane.
So do
At
you believe
least
Team 4-0
phase
is going to be the
6.
one that has not only the kill pressure in that lane, but also the pressure to get something done in that lane?
Yeah, if they don't get anything done in that lane, Jinx is just going to be stronger than Kalista at almost every point in this game. But at the same time, I don't think they have the real ability to get kills in that lane, simply because Braum can just protect Jinx. I don't know if 4-0 is going to realize that they need to target down the Braum on any and every engage. If they realize that, they probably are able to kill him pretty easily, but if they don't do that, then we'll have to see.
At about what item breakpoint do you guys expect Borg gets carried to be able to run away with this game? As we're all relatively agreeing that they are the stronger late game team here.
I think if they get to 1.5 items and are down by less than 2k gold, I think they win the game. So probably 15 minutes if they have a 1.5k gold lead or less.
Definitely agreeing with you there. I'd like to see both the Karthus and the Jinx hitting that like 2 to 3 items there. I think especially once they hit 3 items on that
Yeah,
Jinx,
I
they
feel like
will
at
be
3
able to
items,
run away with this game.
at 3 items, I don't think 4-0 can do pretty much anything anymore. Unless if Borge gets carried misplays.
Alex, I know Kindred has a couple different builds recently that we've been seeing. We've been seeing both the Warrior and the Blood Razor on her. Where do you want to see Kindred going with that build this game?
Kindred will probably have to lean into the Warrior this game, as Blood Razor is much better for scaling, and Warrior is better for early game aggression, which he will need to have in order to win this game. And there are not many tanks on the side of Borge gets carried.
It really does look like they're only going to have the Skarner. Braum, kind of a pseudo tank. Is going to be tanky, but he's not that typical front line that you want to be seeing from him. The big one to see too this game, Braum, if he hasn't used his wall by that point, we're going to want to be able to see him block in that Urgot ultimate. If they can shut down that Urgot ultimate, this is going to be king for them. Especially the Kindred being on Team 4-0, Kindred and Urgot, two what are often relatively anti-synergistic champions. If Kindred drops her ultimate and Urgot is reeling someone in, he better be careful that he does not carry them into it.
Definitely agree with you there. I really hope that they are aware of that interaction. That'd be very unfortunate for them if they pull in somebody onto the Kindred ult.
Definitely. And if Borg gets carried, is able to force out the Kindred ultimate without having to use Cannon ult, I believe the fight should go in Borg gets carried favor. If they are able to drop a Cannon ultimate onto that Kindred ult right near its completion, that should be, I believe, a wiped fight for them.
And at the same time, if Kindred throws on the ult and Cannon engages, they'll just to finish up everybody else. As well as the Jinx ult. So there's 3 large ultimates that Kindred's gonna need to figure out where to use her ult around.
Yep, and we have just now, in fact, finished the drafting and picking phase for the players. In 3 minutes, we will be getting into that game once the spectator delay catches up. Now, we've talked a lot about Team 4 and 0. Where is Borg gets carried? Where do you think, Alex, that Skarner should be focusing most of his attention this game?
Skarner should be focusing most of his attention on counter ganking the bot lane, as that is probably what Vidiogo is going to try. But because it's Connor, and because Connor knows it's JT in the top lane, I feel like he's going to go for some ganks top lane, and they're probably going to work because JT only sees blood in the top lane, so does Eli. They're going to be scrapping out the entire time. It's just going to be free kills for either jungler who comes up there.
So you think that personal connection that Connor and JT have is going to cause Connor to be drawn up towards the top lane for some of those kills?
Oh, most certainly.
And we know for a fact if Connor is able to get those kills and in fact win this game and end the winning streak of Team 4-0 that they've been able to carry out in this series, you know that Connor will not let Borg hear the end of it. Those are going to be some extreme bragging rights coming over to Connor. He's fighting for a lot this game, and he's really hoping to pull it out.
Alex, do you think we'll see a Predator Skarner, or what's the best rune that Skarner goes right now?
Conqueror Skarner would probably be optimal here. I could see Predator if he is really just vying for the early game because he knows his team's got the late game on lock. But I feel like Conqueror is just stronger overall.
Okay.
Though Zim will probably go Predator because Zim likes to go Predator.
I also wonder if, since he's sort of the main engage of Team Borg gets carried, I wonder if Predator would be better for him.
Yeah.
Possibly. To some degree, at least.
So if they do have proper flank wards and they get rid of 4-0's vision, Kennen can have some sick engages from the flanks. With though they are playing against John Galt, an infamous vision master, so it's going to be hard getting those TP flanks and flanks with Kennen.
That is very fair. I imagine
Speaking
that
of,
go ahead,
after
Xandyr.
Speaking of John Galt's vision mastery, it appears that Chris is saying in Twitch chat that if he gets 200 vision score in this game, he will give everyone $5 of RP.
Everyone, is that including the viewers at home?
I believe so. It says, I will give everyone in Twitch chat $5 worth of RP.
Well, boys, you heard it here first. Come collect from John Galt if he hits that 200 vision score.
No. We're collecting from
Chris.
Alzeron.
Oh, we're collecting from Alzenor. Oh, even better.
Alzenor.
John Galt,
Renor.
make us proud. We know you can do it. We know you get that great vision score. And speaking of that vision score, I believe if he is able to keep up with his normal vision control, Borg gets carried may have a hard time getting anything done. That map will be lit up and dark. Like, that will be very dark for Borg gets carried. And we are now getting into the loading screen for this game. Let's see what the rune choices are that we've gone with.
Okay,
Again, we talked about those runes on that Skarner. And it looks like, in fact, it will be a Conqueror on the Skarner. Surprises coming out here from the Zim Shady.
Good surprises, though.
Good surprise.
Good surprises.
The Conqueror is very good on Skarner.
I also really like the Klepto on Kennen.
Klepto on Kennen, yep. Hopefully, Renziel is able to really farm it off of that Aragon. Now, we see Callista here with the Halo Blades. Xandyr, is that the standard on Callista, and how do you feel about it?
That is the standard for if you want to be very strong in the early game. You go lethal if you want more late game dominance, but I believe that she needs scale lead early, so I think Hale's definitely the right choice there. I do not like seeing the exhausts on the Nautilus. I think they definitely need to be getting early kills in that bot lane, and exhaust is not the way you do that.
Exhaust, a very defensive summoner spell. If anything, you may want to see Braum and Nautilus have that swapped, in fact. However, I believe that the Ignite is still the proper choice on the Braum, especially if those Skarner counter ganks are going to be coming in. That Ignite will give them that extra power in those fights, as hopefully 3v3s, to be able to turn it around and get that Jinx rolling.
Definitely. I think John Galt is just a big proponent for exhaust. I see him take that quite a lot.
Yep. Speaking of exhaust, exhaust also coming out in the mid lane for the Karthus. I personally am a fan of it. Against an assassin like Echo, you're going to be wanting to see that to eliminate any kill pressure or kill threat in that sense, and it also makes it a lot easier for the Karthus to be landing his Qs.
That is very true.
Marius, do you know when Karthus can fit a Morellonomicon into his build?
I believe Karthus can probably fit that in either second or third. Recently, I've been seeing Karthuses, if they're in the mid lane, going a Rod of Ages into Leandries against a lot of teams. I'm not sure if that's just a general one-fits-all thing or just primarily into tanks. Although I think it might be good into this team here, just for that burn onto that Urgot and the Nautilus. However, like I said, second or third item. If he's really going for those kills, you're going to want to get it second. That spell penetration with those sorcery boots, really great. Going to mean Karthus does a lot of damage this game.
So it appears we have Kennen in the bot side. I wonder if they're going to look to do something to Kalista here. Maybe trying to get those early Klepto procs.
I think they're going to look to secure both spires by placing Kennen in a unpredictable situation where they would normally just seed the top spire.
Oh,
The top
maybe not. Kennen is moving.
Ooh, will Fijasa have the ward?
Almost with the ward kill.
But will they get the spire? It appears they do not want the spire just yet. They do not want them to know their movements.
So we see the Dorn's Blade coming out for the Kennen top. I believe that's pretty standard for him. Kennen going to be wanting to land a lot of auto attacks in the early game there, really get that Klepto gold, and just use his range advantage to harass out that Urgot. Blue start here by the Kindred.
Both junglers starting blue side. That very rarely happens. It's going to be interesting seeing where they're pathing and which scuttle they opt to go for in the 50-50 for the Kindred.
We will in fact have to see if it is a good Kindred player. If they get that scuttle for the 50-50, we will know just where they land.
Also, Alex, why do you think that Skarner would start blue in this situation? Do you think
Skarner starts blue because he wants to be mirrored with Kindred if he knows where Kindred was starting. So he wants to never encounter the Kindred.
It appears the mark has spawned on the top side.
Connor not going for that mark just yet. He knows it is warded. That might be a reason for his hesitance at going over there.
In fact, doubly warded. That's a lot of vision in that top side jungle.
So it appears Kindred's looking up towards that mark most likely. And Connor's just letting it go.
Connor realizes he knows he has no mid priority. If he takes a fight, he is most likely to die before his Karthus can respond. He's just gonna give up the Scuttle Crab and go for a full clear.
Bot lane as well, that Jinx getting a lot of harass out on both the AD and the support. John Gall already having to have blown a potion and still at 2/3 health, while the other side is looking incredibly healthy.
I think that Jinx is definitely playing this matchup properly with the Rockets, just standing very far back so that Nautilus cannot hit her. I feel like at level 3 to 5, Kalista and Nautilus need to look to just hard engage, or else I don't think they can do anything this entire lane.
Currently they are slightly pushed up with a small CS lead in the favor of
we have
small
some
skirmish happening. Just some damage going down on either side. They're softening them up for later.
W catching the minion there. Really lost a lot of damage on that trade.
Connor did not opt for that full clear immediately. He went looking in the bot side river for that Scuttle Crab. Alex, how do you feel about that right there?
He just, unfortunately for him, he did not have a ward on the bot side Scuttle, so he was not aware that Kindred went for that. He probably assumed Kindred started red side and assumed that she got the top side Scuttle, but instead she went for both Scuttles. Now he gets punished, though he is leaving up his chickens, so the mark will not reset onto the next Scuttle. Though he will have to protect those chickens from Kindred if he does a Preer.
Do you think he's going to try and leave them up for longer, or is he going to path there? I think he's passing there right now.
He's going to path there right now. It should, if he does the Scuttle on its spawn, or contest the Scuttle on its spawn, it should not have a mark on it. But right now, bot lane is fighting. Junggle's about to get stunned up here. I don't think he'll die.
Ooh,
There's Ignite on
very frightening.
He's got the flash.
He got ignited.
Does Jinx flash?
There's a
auto.
stun.
He should be dead.
May, in fact, he does burn down.
It's going to be the double kill. Yep.
Double kill for the bot lane of Forge
is
gets carried. Not where
what
you
you
want to
wanna
see the
see.
aggressive lane going.
Not at all.
This is very scary for them now.
Well, so how does this boss lane pan out now? Is there any way for them to come back without some miraculous jungle assistance?
I mean, Jinx being 101, that giant wave crashing into the tower, I personally don't think the bot lane of 4-0 can get back into this game at least, unless Kindred and Echo come bot.
Bot lane of 4-0, however, does have Flash on Kalista and Exhaust on John Gall. Do you believe that will give them any ability to get those kills if the gank comes, or do you think that was just a misplay and with dying with those up?
Kalista, she couldn't do anything with her Flash, but I'm definitely confused by the Exhaust not thrown down. But it could potentially give them an advantage in the next fight, we'll have to see. Jinx with the BF sword and boots will be much harder to kill now.
Karthus now hitting level 6 as well. We will have to watch for that global pressure with his ultimate now. Able to keep up relatively well in the farm. They're only down 8 in this matchup, continuing to play safely. Just where you want to see him.
Ooh, the engage will just miss onto True the Deity.
Close Nautilus hook. That could have been scary for him with Jinx quite
There is
far
a
away.
2v2 having the top lane. Kindred will go down very fast here.
Kindred with no ultimate. Connor level 4. Kindred flash.
should
Renziel's
follow
going for it. Renziel
And
with the
She
kill.
is gone. Urgot is not yet level 6, so we will not see that ult coming out. Very good by Borge gets carried to take advantage of the early level 6 on Kennen there.
Borge gets carried doing a great job getting an advantage in the early game to allow them to scale. Currently they have a 1.6k gold lead. Xandyr, what was it you were saying? That if they were not down by 1.5k by 15 minutes, they would have a high odds of winning this game?
That is correct, so given that they're ahead, just not looking good at all for
At this point, looking rough for Team 4-0. Let's see if they can make it Team 4-1.
Team 4-0 is looking for a gank bot lane here. Kindred might just
Nautilus
walk
is
up.
very low though, if he goes...
And Jinx has hit level 6. Probably don't want to make anything happen right now. Oh, it looks like there is going to be a
Jinx
fight now.
is gonna kill Nautilus here, I believe.
Exhaust goes down on a Jinx. Karthus ult coming out.
Oh, the ult!
Oh,
goes
right
middle.
through the goalpost. That's a football kicker if I've ever
Kindred
seen one.
should be dead here, I believe, when we're on. Jinx, one auto on the... Okay, never mind.
Both of the bot laners for
That
Team
is-
4-0 have very little HP. Would probably both die from the same Jinx auto attack if they were grouped up.
Very true.
If
It
that
looks
Jinx
like-
ult
oh,
landed, we may
Braum
very
is
well
full
have seen a
HP.
triple.
Nautilus
They are
is not
choosing-
recalling.
And John Galt barely surviving because of his W shield.
Looks like Zim
Very
may be looking for a
interesting.
gank.
Zim is going to possibly flash ult onto. He does not have
He
flash.
does not have flash. He would if he could.
Julian doing a good job surviving that gank right there, continuing to maintain that CS lead. And as I mentioned, Karthus is in fact going for that Rod of Ages first, it appears. Great defensive item, offering him that health and survivability that he will need with an assassin mid lane.
It appears Jinx and Braum are not going to recall to use their massive gold lead. Instead, they are going to opt to take 1 or 2 more plates and get a larger gold lead, but give up some wave control.
Bot lane currently Jinx up 1200 gold on the Kindred at the moment.
Kalista, that is.
Yeah,
not
Kalista.
Kindred.
Probably also on the Kindred as well.
Yes, actually 1300 gold lead up on the
Unfortunately,
Kindred.
fight, but Kennen will just E out and run away.
Does Kennen get the cannon? Ooh, he does not, unfortunately.
Unfortunate miss for him there. But I'm sure that Klepto gold at some will soon have made up that difference.
Gerd going for a little trade here. It's pretty even. Karthus just wants both of them to be left.
Kindred Mark on that Gromp, do you believe that she and the Echo will be going for that?
I feel like they need to, but seeing all the vision, if they go for it, they will get killed by Kennen walking down. So it's very smart of Vidiogo to not go for that mark, even though it may appear tempting.
Yep, Kindred currently sitting on 1 mark at the moment. Not been able to get anything more past that just yet, but we will have to see. Kindred, as we all know, love 4 marks, giving her that extra range, really giving her that extra power that she wants to see.
Also,
And-
Kindred going for the warrior build as expected. Needs that early game pressure, especially with her team being down like this.
Now, how do you see Team 4-0 making a comeback into this, getting that pressure back? Where do you want to see them making proactive plays?
They definitely need to make some plays bot side. I think Callista's going to become extremely useless if she cannot pick up at least one kill. But at the same time, I think it's going to be very hard for them to do that with Braum and Jinx being ahead as they are.
Kindred is going to need to kill top lane or mid lane, which will then give them the advantage in the lane and will free them up for possibly a 5-man bot with their double TP.
We might see some action here with Nullis getting stunned up.
Stun going down. Chomper's thrown down as well. Not landing.
Nullis going back in, getting trapped.
Oh,
Going to be
right
hit by
back
the
into the traps.
Jinx ult.
Jinx ult
Possibly
will kill him.
Good ult by Snakethorn right there to keep
Very well timed.
keep him alive. Do not want to see another kill going over to that Jinx. However, powerful defensive tool used up right there. Let's see if Team Forge gets carried, may be able to use that aggressive power and that strength they have in the bot lane to maybe force a dragon.
It appears as though they're looking again, and Jinx maybe does not connect. It's definitely not what you want to see to have a Kalista ult be used defensively like that. It's a wonderful engaged soul for them.
Kindred looking bot. I believe if she comes bot, they will all die. And they also are spotted out on that nice little ward at the entrance. Very good ward. Usually John Galt's the master of vision. It appears Drew's giving him a run for his money. Forge about to get caught out here. Forge going to get stunned up by the cannon.
He may need to flash away here.
Not get stunned up by the cannon. Not press the ultimate ability.
Walking to safety.
Zimshady gonna ult him. Echo in the back line.
Sigurd in there with them.
Cannon may fall to this, and Urgot falls for it.
Forge not able to get the ultimate reactivated. Good work by Team Borge gets carried right there. Karthus 2 assists, Kennen 2 kills. Gonna want to see him getting that gold advantage so he can continue pressing that in the top lane. Or hopefully getting even, actually. He is currently down in CS.
Right now, really the only bastion for Team 4-0 is the 20 CS lead on Karthus, but even then, it's nothing. They're going for a blue invade here. It appears they won't kill Skarner, but they will instead just get the blue and tank ward.
Kindred does get the blue.
Surprised they did not give that over to the X team just so they may have been trying to do that. Just gonna take some poke walking to lane here. He might
Sigurd
actually
nearly
die.
dies, but he fears no man and just walks it out.
He will have to recall here unless he wants to blow that.
He's gonna get almost hit by the Jinx ult.
Very
Oh.
close there.
Nearly. Great attempt by Rampage right there. Almost taking him out.
And Sigurd is still staying. He could get ulted by Karthus, but he does have his own ult to make him himself untargetable.
I believe that would be a poor trade for the Karthus. Want to keep that for that pressure across the map, especially in the bot lane.
Yeah.
Keep helping them snowball. Jinx currently with the completed Infinity's Edge to the no completed items from the Callista. This is
They're
looking
looking
very
for a
scary.
fight on Jinx. Jinx is going to be very dead
Jinx
here.
should die here.
Speaking of very scary, Jinx will have
No,
nightmares
so-
about that one.
No sums used on either side. That was just
Very
tragic.
curious what happened there. It seems as though Jinx was much farther forward than she should have been there.
That was coffee cat-esque positioning, if I do say so myself.
I would agree with you there as his coach.
And now we're gonna have the Callista Rend, very good at securing dragons, not gonna be contested by Connor, even though his team is ahead.
Actually, just so you are aware, Calista Rend has been nerfed, so it does much less damage to epics.
Oh,
So when it used to do 1 to 2k, now it's 700 damage to dragon when fully stacked.
I believe the
That
nerf was
still
in fact
is
that
more
Ren
than a
does
smite.
half damage to those epic monsters.
That is true.
Smite at this level does also only do 700 damage, so it is like effectively having 2 smites if they're well coordinated. You're gonna look for a
Very
stun
true.
over here onto Nautilus. Also probably gonna get Skarner
I
ulted
expect
by
him to be
the-
Skarner ulted, it's not coming out.
Kindred
Calista is a
back into the
much-
teeth. Kindred
And she will not get
dies
out
before she can ult. The passive lands onto Nautilus, and
Nautilus
also
should
going
fall here to the Jinx ult.
John Galt, a lot more love for the ward kill than a love for his team, as he gets both of them killed going for that ward right there.
But he does get the vision score.
He in fact does. He's currently at
But
15.
he is down to Drew.
He's down.
We will have to see if he's
I've
able to
never
make
seen
up
this
that
before.
deficit and bring it back to 200 if we all want Alzanor to get us that RP.
Only 185 away. I think he can make it if they can stall out this game a little bit.
Just a few more minutes of stalling, maybe.
Jinx 4-1-1 with the IE already completed and backing to buy another item, probably something with a zeal in it.
Or upgraded boots, most likely.
Oh.
Yep, there we go.
Will he take a page? Oh, no, he will not follow Connor's example.
Connor's
He has learned from the Zim Shady that boots completion is in fact needed.
Though, Julian is taking a step further from Zim Shady and not even building the paper bag boots.
It is possible he thought he was Cassio. I have to see.
Boots not even good on Echo. He's not trying to evade Karthus Qs or anything.
But boots don't do any damage, so is he really wrong?
Sorcerer's shoes do indeed do damage.
That's a good point.
They're a broken item.
Especially on a champion like Echo who wishes to assassinate those squishies who do not have much magic resist.
Oh, Kendra's gonna run into Skarner here. Looks like she's going to die unless the stun comes out from Echo.
She does not. Skarner does not have ult, so.
Kindred
He can
lucky
do
to make it
so.
out of that one alive, I would say.
Also, Kennen had TP to the bot lane. I'm not sure if that is the play they should be doing, as now he has no TP, and it looks as though Team 4-0 may be looking towards or diving top.
That Jinx better be real careful. I don't even know if that tower will keep her safe. She looks like to be heading back home. Possibly to buy something. Not sure how much gold she has right now. She's currently sitting on 400. Not a large purchase to be able to make. Actually cancels that back to stay in the top. And another good trade coming out by Julian in the mid lane on that Karthus.
Kennen knocking on the second tier turret in the bot lane. They're going to have to respond with at least Urgot. Looks like Nautilus is going to give him some vision, and possibly Kindred coming down as well.
Kind of making the smart move to get on out of there. Put the pressure on them and gets out without giving them a kill.
Kennen may run into the Kindred here.
Echo is going to probably get ulted here. Echo
Ooh.
flashes out.
Kennen is... Okay, there's a lot going on.
Barely escaped with his life. So is Echo and Braum. And everyone in this game.
No one yet low enough for Karthus to be able to get them with that ultimate.
But he could get a Dark Harvest stack, so I'm considering using it. Jinx ult coming through, hitting a full health John Galt.
Nearly
Doing
killing that caster minion for the
249
CS though.
Not quite sure who that Jinx ult was intended for, possibly the Kindred?
Maybe the Kindred, so then Karthus could ult after, but then Kindred would just simply ult the Karthus ult. So we'll have to ask him later in the interview. Ooh, John Galt sweeping is not going to get that ward as it came at the
But
end
he
of his...
has a control ward, does he put it down?
He placed it
The-
into
there.
the solo bush in the topside river with utmost restraint to not get the vision score and to instead provide the better ward for his team at the moment.
As someone looking forward to that RP, I'm slightly disappointed.
As are we all. Kindred currently on 2 marks, halfway to that 4 mark that we want to see her at.
And at this rate, she'll get it at 36 minutes, which will be quite the spike for them.
That may in fact be just too late against the team comp that board gets carried has set up right here.
We did say that the game would end at 30 minutes if they weren't down by a sizable amount. And it appears, oh, Echo's going to get the stun onto the Jinx. Jinx will not have to use any summoners out as Echo does not have the sufficient damage to take her down.
Renziel getting knocked
Yeah.
over. Not enough damage to be able to really threaten them there.
Ooh, Jinx is going to get
Jinx is...
proto-belted on, and will have to flash and heal away.
That was some unfortunate positioning for her. Let's see if Borge Gets Carried is able to transition that to a kill down.
Ooh, and he pulls Kindred out of the ultimate. Just
Not in
how we
time
drew
for
it up.
Karthus, but he does get the kill.
Ooh. Will the stun land onto Borge? It will not. Borge
Does not
escapes
connect.
with his crab legs and his life.
In fact, because the Kindred ult was down and it had proc, Kindred was immune from damage at that point, and Karthus did not even get an assist for using his ultimate there. Very unfortunate for him in this game.
If only Zim Shady had healed Kindred right before the ult hit. would have gotten a Dark Harvest and an assist. It's truly a tragedy for Michael Fichasse. Jungle not going to get stunned up by the Braum.
That's a Mountain Dragon over to the scaling team. That's what you like to see. They're going to have a lot more pressure on that Baron now. Karthus and Jinx, both very effective, high DPS to be able to burn that down later on in the game.
And Jinx appears to be sitting on enough gold to finish her Zeal item. I expect her to go Runeans in this situation, but she may go opt for a more aggressive Rapid Fire.
Jinx currently 1.8k gold up on that Callista. Looking good for board shift here.
Going to be spawning here.
That cannon.
Blue team is going to have to go look for some vision on Baron just to make sure no funny business happens, and so that when they are ready, they can secure that Baron and start knocking down objectives.
John Galt will clear out that ward that he previously missed. He
He will
must
also
be feeling
clear out
pretty
this
good about
bot
that.
one. He will not get it unless he does the auto reset, but he's not have it off cooldown. So he will not get that
Unfortunate.
vision score.
Karthus as well, recalling the top lane. We're probably going to see here which way he's opting, whether for that early lane. In fact, he is going for that second item, Morello. Great choice if he wants to be blowing up those squishies on red side.
Especially good for this game as there are two Conqueror champions on the enemy team. Echo has his ultimate healing, and Callista is an 80 carry with lifesteal. So it'll be very strong this game. Echo going to jump onto Zim Shady here. Probably
Not
the
sure if
best of
that's the
decisions.
fight he wants.
He's going to be pulled near the turret. He's going to have to ult out and take the blast plant, but he will in the end trade ult for ult.
Kindred also again receiving a third mark, only one away at this point from that point where she wants to be at. Currently has Jinx marked. If Jinx continues to position well, may be a while before she gets that mark onto her.
If you are red team, how do you go about winning this game?
I think you die 8 fewer times than you already have.
I mean, if you
from
really
this
want to come
position.
back into this, you're going to really want to have to see Echo and the Urgot get some great flanks, get into the backline for the enemy team. Echo's going to have to make a play, probably assassinate that Jinx. If he can land a great stun, it should be a good fight for them.
Ooh, Kindred did get the mark though. John Galt
coming
may
out from
fall for the
Nautilus.
mark. Probably worth it. Ooh,
One more
will
auto.
get Callista ulted to be
I
safe.
expect to see a Jinx
He's going
ult.
to watch the Jinx and Karthus ult, but he will not survive because he does not walk
He
into the
did not walk onto the Kindred ult. That, you hate to see it.
You really do. Kindred ult used right there. That's going to be
Echo coming in
unfortunate.
with the stun. Will not hit anyone.
Kindred almost falling to the Jinx crits. One more auto and she would have perished.
Jinx doing a
That
great
would've been-
job this game with those rockets, getting nearly getting those kills so far. Now, very few defensive options left on the side of Team 4-0. Only
Do
the
have
actual ult.
Urgot ult.
What was
Urgot,
that?
ult could, Urgot ultimate could deter dive here, because a fear under a turret during a dive would be disastrous for Sigurd, and Karthus will just E and walk away.
Karthus taking another Dark Harvest stack, making it very scary for the team. If they get low when that Karthus ult comes in, it may very well kill them, like we saw in John Galt.
It did deal over half of Kindred's health, which is quite concerning if you were on the side of Team 4-0.
Yep.
Gonna look like Team 4-1 with that damage.
Karthus coming in and completing that Morellonomicon. That healing cut is coming in. I personally would like to see him at this point, seeing as they are ahead, going for that Rabadons as his third item. That Rabadons is going to give him a lot of ability power, and we may in fact, instead of just seeing half health on the Kindred, see her
Full health.
Yeah, full health. That would be very, very surprising to see, but I'm sure
Possible.
Fitchase will love it. Now-
Fichasse.
Yep, Fitchase, correct. Now, Sigurd here now
Sigurd
has
looking for the
completed-
trade on, says Karthus.
He
But
knows that
he-
Karthus does not have the exhaust.
Yeah.
And he will back off there.
He uses all of his cooldowns on the Proto Belt and takes 1 Q, and the trade is even because of Roa's healing. And just the nature of Karthus Fieko. Kindred does have 4 stacks right now though, so she is going to be much more powerful than the rest of this game. But the real breakpoint is at 10 stacks when she has that very long range, and then she will be able to deal out massive damage during fights. If Kindred gets to that point, I think that Team 4-0 may have a chance to win this game, though the trouble will be getting to that point.
Skarner with the sitting on a Sheen right now after his first 2 completed items. Do you think he will be going into that Frozen Heart or Frozen Mallet as his 3rd item right here?
I think he
Do
will
you
be
mean
going for
Iceborne
Triforce.
Gauntlet? Could also be Iceborne Gauntlet if
Yeah,
he wants
correct.
some more
Iceborne
tanky.
Gauntlet, not Frozen Mallet. My mistake.
I think he's going to go for a Triforce here because Connor
Braum
loves
stepping
building.
up very far, and he will not be.
Nala's
he
gonna
will
get
be
stunned, but
grabbed.
Braum is gonna be flipped back into the team, and the Urgot
Braum
ult
will die
the
here.
Cannon ult's coming in, but he's feared, and looks like this is gonna be a rout for in the favor of blue team. Karthus ult does get
Jinx
blocked.
has
by
seen
King
all
ult.
these up.
Skarner looking for the Quadra, gets stolen by his trash 80 carry.
I would, in fact, like to see Team Borj gets carried, possibly going for that Baron. 4 members dead, and Julian very low. TP nearly up, but I don't
Looks
think
as
he
though
will
they're
be.
doing Dragon in mid tower instead.
Dragon in mid tower, taking it safe, getting a Cloud Drake in return for them. That's going to be scary, having both Kennen and Skarner running at them a lot faster this game.
It seems as though they may have feared the Echo still being alive if they went for Baron there.
Echo did have TP and ult, very scary if he can TP into the fight and then use his ult to deal massive damage and elongate the fight while they are fighting the Baron.
Team Borj gets carried, doing a great job afterwards, making sure to go punish more so, taking those jungle camps, denying Kindred that gold. We're going to see Jinx resetting here, currently sitting on 1.7k gold. Karthus as well has recalled now. Let's see what he plans on going for in his next items.
Probably a needless here. Can he afford it?
Braum is going to run into Echo here, and no, they will not. Okay.
Karthus cannot, in fact, afford it yet, but I do believe he will be going for it next, as he's sitting on 1.2k gold. Did not purchase, so it does believe he may be going for that Rabadon next, wanting to save that gold for the next purchase.
Fairly surprised he doesn't sell the orange thing to pick up the large rod.
He needs the mana regen.
He is now currently recalling again
does
after
he?
walking halfway to lane.
He ran to lane, realized he had the gold, recalled.
Yep,
Might as
he
well
has
just
now
sat in base, but didn't want to look AFK.
Luckily, nothing really big right now up on the map that they want to go contest for.
Except for the Baron Nashor, which is a very important objective and will actually probably spell if blue team gets Baron Nashor, the game will probably be over in their favor unless there is like a mental lapse from blue side.
John Galt Snakethorn having to blow the Callista ultimate to get John Galt out of there. I believe he would have died if they did not use that. Braum stun almost coming down on him. That is a Jinx ult coming for top lane. No damage done before or after.
Very confused about that one.
Red team, oh, looks like a Q will land on. Zim Shady coming in really fast, and I suppress Kindred. She's going to die, not going to have the chance to ult, even though he would not have saved her in the end.
Echo may also.
Nala's going to get stunned up.
Nala's
Nala's flash out,
for
but
Echo.
he will get killed by the Karthus. Actually, the Jinx, rather.
Jinx
They will
not even
try
needing
to
the ultimate there to finish that one off.
It's possible they may look to do Baron here.
Oh, Echo trying to go aggressive onto Braum. Braum having to flash away. Urgot ult landing on the Kindred, not Braum, not the target he was looking for.
Braum looking for that recall. They may be, in fact, worried about going.
And they
Actually,
started
are
up.
starting the Baron. They do have Mountain Dragon. This goes down rather fast. They do not have the Kennen here. The Kennen has TP. Probably going to have the Kennen TP right behind.
Braum is waiting
is
for
going
Flash.
to
He
die
may be in
here.
a pickle here.
Oh,
And
Braum
he
is going to
runs.
live here.
And he gets the jump.
Is that James Bond on that team? Oh, the
Echo.
Karthus all going to come out, going to kill the Echo
Ooh.
and half health the other players.
Echo going
Borj
down.
is slowed. Borj
Jinx is pretty excited here. She may look for more.
Ooh, the Kindred all coming out to save Borj and stop
But
the
will
Get
they
Excited.
die right after
But
anyway?
then they are going to both fall instead. Eli
Yes.
still in the bot lane. He
This
doesn't
should
have
be a
map.
Baron.
It
This
doesn't
should be a
And
matter.
this will most certainly be Baron for.
It is going to be Baron.
gets carried.
Eli may die as a result, though. Or he's going to go in 1v2 in an attempt to be the hero.
Exhaust coming out
Gets
from
CC'd
John
up,
Galt.
and he's going to get rendered in.
The exhaust is clutch there to save Snakethorn from
Kill
dying. but
going
Baron
over
will-
to John Galt. Not who you want to see it on right there.
So John Galt is the carry of this game, as he has the only advantage red team has, which is support vision score.
He has, you are correct, he has made up that deficit and in fact built a lead.
Which is quite impressive considering he does not have much gold to spend on wards. And I don't think he has actually built an item since 19 minutes, all gone into control wards.
Braum coming
That's
out with no
a
extra
true
control
support
wards.
there.
John Galt should be able to continue that lead in Division Split. Now,
Braum valuing the cloth armor over the control.
what do you guys want to see out of Team Borge gets carried here? What do you want to see in terms of like a 1-3-1, 1-4? What do you guys want to see?
Well, I think a just 4-1 would work best, but Eli not using the TP leaves me a little bit worried about the prospects of continuing a split with Eli. But right now, Borge is going to get Righteous Glory down by the Skarner. Skarner going to slow him, but he's going to flash away, and he's going to survive. Oh, he's not going to survive. He gets flashed on by Skarner.
And Borge goes down.
Oh, Kindred walking
Kindred
along.
may also go down here.
And flashes onto the traps and will perish as well.
This
Echo
is
going
looking
to jump
very
onto
rough
Eli.
for Florida. We may have to change their name very soon.
The game is probably going to end here if I were a betting man.
I would love to see
Massively.
Ken and TP top lane here. 5-man run it down against the 3.
I think they could. Oh, he is going to. Are you?
They may
I am
in
a
fact be
prophet.
able to end here.
I am a prophet.
They are going to right-click on the turrets and kill Callista in the meantime, just for funsies, because Karthusol is going to kill him. Oh my God, she has a Hex Drink. Never mind. Karthusol
Here's the
autos.
game, though.
The game is going to end in the favor of Borge gets carried. And Borge should not get carried that game, and he is now a part of Team 4-1.
Very unfortunate for Team 4-1 then.
Win streak is brought to a close.
You must feel bad for the coach who was proud of you. Lacking the creativity elsewhere. But what can you expect from Chip?
We may have in fact wanted to see that Urgot flexed into the jungle. We have heard from Chip that it in fact is great. I also hear he is testing a new build, Wits End on hit Urgot. I have been told it is frightening.
I have seen it.
It
It's
is
not that
certainly
frightening.
but not in the powerful way.
It is also more frightening to see on your own team than the enemy.
The damage charts really just tell the story of that game. Jinx doing 30,000 damage, with the nearest being about half that with the Karthus. Normally Karthus gets the most damage in the game because he just hits the ultimate. But this game, Jinx popping off and getting that early lead in the bot lane and just snowballing the game in the favor of Team Borges Carry. And Kindred tragically having less damage than Nautilus this game. It's only 700 less, but
You hate to
Feels
see
bad.
it.
who are we going to interview now? Who do we want to see in the booth, Marius?
You know, I'm let's see if Connor's available. I believe he did purchase boots that game. We'll have to see if
He
he
did, in
thinks that
fact, have
that
merch
was
ones.
the key to his success.
Let's get him in here.
Yep, Connor is currently available for an interview, and we will be pulling him in. Connor, welcome back to the caster's booth. How do you think the boots
Congrats on
affected
the
your
win.
game?
Sorry, what was the question?
How do you think the boots affected your game, seeing as you purchased
Oh
them
man,
this time?
I went fast with those Merc treads with a combination with my spires. Help me get all over the map in like 2 seconds.
I see. What, did you intentionally were you ever going to play Karthus this game? Was that a flex pick?
Oh, it was definitely a flex pick.
I see.
Yeah.
And you was Skarner your first pick for the counter, knowing that you could pull Kindred out of her ultimate?
Yeah. I've tried to look up to my my master's buddy AMT, and I've seen he played a little bit of Skarner. So
D1,
I
by the way.
had
I
to
heard
show
he's not
up.
Masters anymore.
Oh no, he got demoted, but
Yeah, he has
He's-
in fact regressed in his playing ability.
hey, once a grandmaster, always a grandmaster.
Love you.
Questionable.
What's the question?
AMT's jungling is
What
the
do you-
question.
Oh,
What do you think about 4-1's mental now that they are 4-1 and no longer 4-0?
I don't know, dude. Their mental must be tragic after that game. I mean, we only had 3 team deaths, and I don't know. Like their team comp was pretty whack when I first saw the Callista and the Kindred, and I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah, I think that draft was definitely questionable by
Yeah,
the
definitely-
Twitch chipper.
definitely questionable.
Too many flex picks makes the mind go numb.
Can I get a shout out to my coach Seth the Boonies?
Seth the Boonies, a well-known, experienced coach in the Alabama scene, going to take over for Chip's spot next season, it appears.
Also, shout out to my boy Rampage Colin on the Jinx doing his
Speaking
work.
Speaking of Rampage,
I say we get him
we're
in
going
here.
to
and
Yeah, I
try
think you
and
need
get
to get him in
Rampage
here.
in here.
Yep,
Thank you
let's,
for your time, Connor.
Yep, thank you for coming in, Connor. We will talk
Yep,
to you again
Yep,
sometime.
been a great time. Thank you.
All right, Rampage is in fact who we will be interviewing next. Rampage with the name Colin. We are pulling him in here now.
I think that'd be the other way
Colin, welcome
around.
to
But
the casters booth. How did you feel about that game?
Dude, it was a quality game. After we got that double kill early, I knew we were just gonna win the game at that point because Callista scales level 3 to 9, and I was just already 1K gold above her, so I knew we were gonna instantly win that game.
Instantly win that game.
Instantly
High words
win
of
that
confidence coming in from the AD carry of that team right there.
Colin, how was it like playing your last game and having a tragic defeat, and how was it like getting your mental back in shape to go in and rampage this game?
I mean, I think our team comp was a lot better this game. I mean, they were talking a lot of trash like last game, but I think if we played them again right now, we would easily defeat them.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you there. But
Easily defeat them. Colin wanting to make them not just 4-1, but 4-2.
Oh yeah, I would say as our team, we had that last game was not, I would say, perfect at all in many ways, but I think Jinx is a priority pick right now in a house league, and I mean it just shows Jinx won the last 2 games.
And
Alright.
going to the next, who do you think will win between the Cookie Crumblers and Team 4-1?
I personally think the Cookie Crumblers looked really good the first game. They had a very good game. I think Team 4-1 is just tilted after this game. I think Chip's drafts won't be good this game, but we'll find out. That Kindred was very, very questionable, and then we just picked Skarner around it.
It did indeed not pan out for the Kindred. Rather tragic matchup and tragic circumstances.
All right, well, thank you for the interview, Connor. We will be, in fact, moving on to the next match very shortly.
Colin.
Congratulations on your win and changing the other team's name.
Thank you. 4-1. Good night, guys.
All right, there. Now, the next game, in fact, be Team 4-1 versus Cookie Crumblers. So we will be soon getting into that drafting period. We will be swapping up the castles a little bit, and we will come back to you guys in a moment. Thank you, and see you soon.